Just imagine how much cooler I'll be in summer.
But it just randomly started up. So maybe that.
The hot and the cold are both so intense. Put them together, it just makes sense. The hot and the... Wait.
No.
Wait. Winter's a good time to stay in and cuddle. But put me in summer and I'll be a happy snowman. When life gets tough, I like to hold on.
Are we working now?
Relaxing in the summer sun, just letting off steam. Oh, the skies will be blue. And you guys will be there too. When I finally do what else at Thanksgiving in summer. In summer. Did you know that?
Love that guy.
That he wasn't scripted to be a character? He was just making like side commentary while the other voice actors were doing their thing.
Really?
And it was really funny. And they're like, we should make you a character. Yeah. And then when they made him a character in Frozen 2, and you know the part where it's like, Samantha, I don't even know Samantha.
Yeah.
That was not scripted. And that laugh was very real.
I love that guy so much.
Yeah. Same. He makes that movie. It's like having Mulan without Mushu.
Yeah. You know, the guy who plays Kristoff, voices Kristoff, he's the guy who is, was it King George? King James?
Julian?
Hamilton.
Oh.
In Hamilton? You've seen Hamilton, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's the king. Kristoff's voice actor.
I think we're back.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, round 2. Hopefully this works again. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 69 of the podcast. We had a whole... the recording works. We had an interruption halfway through because we weren't currently live because of the live stream. So now I have some stitching together I have to do later this afternoon.
Yeah, go listen to the podcast because it was the best intro ever. Just saying.
Go listen. Go watch the video and go listen to the podcast because this stream isn't going to give you everything. We now have 2 halves that have to be adjusted. I have a bunch of work I have to do now. Basically,
you get to do 69 twice. That's what it is. You get to do the episode 69 twice, 2 times.
I'm just going to move on to the next few bits. We already covered the first half of the bits. Everything was going great. Tarleton Homecoming has begun. Woo! All of the stuff is starting off. Just because we have no mask mandate going on in Texas, please wear a mask. Everybody left town for spring break, and some people were safer than others, but unless you have both halves of the vaccine, you really should be wearing a mask on that end.
Plus, you have to wait, 6 weeks or 8 weeks or something for you're completely, immune or whatever.
Yeah, so let's...
You still can only really hang out maskless without or with people who have had the vaccine.
I'm gonna start a weird social class of who can. I heard a rumor, and I don't know if this is true. If there were extra masks, T for your channel, Cole.
Okay.
If there were extra masks. Extra vaccines somewhere in town. There's 100 of them floating around.
Yes, the food pantry.
What?
Wait.
I got a text about it.
Oh.
I forgot which church it is, but one of the food pantry churches had 100 extra vaccines.
Wow.
Sick.
Yeah, I don't know if that was... I mean, I got a text about it from the, church number or whatever, but I don't know, if they got
what they're
used or I don't know how they're able to even give out vaccines like that.
Yeah, I don't know if you still have to qualify because we're not into phase 2. We're still currently in phase 1 of getting everyone with type 1A and 1B classifications vaccinated.
Right.
And that we're on the first half of phase 1 because very few people in town have even gotten their boosters. Please actually be live streaming now. Yes. Okay, just had to check. Cool. The recording is going fine. The recording's been on the whole time.
Yeah, so just listen to the podcast.
The podcast is going to have a weird halfway through interruption that is just me suddenly going, "What's up? Oh no," and turning it off.
Nice.
Which you just heard. Never mind. The podcast people know they've had the most concurrent view of everything.
Yeah.
And then we returned back with a little conversation about Frozen, I believe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were singing Frozen. talking about it.
Oh,
Let's just have
Jonathan, go.
two fun bits for the back half.
all right.
The first fun one, I'm excited for April 4th. Everyone familiar with April 4th? Anyone know what's going on?
You know, you said something about it the other day, and I was kind of listening, but I wasn't.
So it's Easter Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That means that April 5th is Chocolate Day.
Oh,
Chocolate
yeah.
Day.
It's almost as good as February 15th.
I think that the day after Here's the deal. I want to talk about this.
To go
I
get
always
it.
go
I wanna talk about
February
this.
15th.
You
Always.
gotta go the day after the holiday.
Yes.
50% off everything.
Yes.
Everything's been thrown into bulk bags.
Uh-huh.
You get your choice of whatever it is,
Yep.
but you don't have to sit through any lines.
Yep.
Because everyone is too tired or they're like hungover, or everyone's just like sleeping it through, either if it was Thanksgiving or Christmas or anything that it was.
Yep. Got a food.
Everything is in excess, and that's the time to strike.
Yep.
In economics, you're going to get the highest value for the lowest dollar.
Yep.
It's the most effective. Celebrate Christmas 2 days later.
Yeah.
Like you want
Christmas trees are real cheap.
You want 4 like all the presents are cheap,
Yep.
all the
Guys.
food is cheap. What's up?
I got 35 boxes of 25-foot string lights.
Dude.
After Christmas.
Nice.
For like
So many.
80 cents each.
Wow.
I know.
Ooh.
From
It's a
Lowe's.
steal. Like you can do so much with that. It
Lowe's.
doesn't have to be Christmas.
Oh yeah.
Like decorate
Yeah.
your room.
I think
I
the
have
coolest
plans.
there's this one TikTok account that they put stuff in a very like high viscosity, super clear resin, and so it's like just an ice cube, just solid block. And they just do things on request. And the coolest one I saw was an ice cube because it had the shape, but then it melted into water and it was like sloshing around. And the second one was those lights. And then they left the plug out so they could plug them in, and it was just this like super like sharp edge, smooth cube. And then they just like plug it in and it's blue.
That's
I
so
want
cool.
It was real nice.
lamp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, want it.
I think I've always
Want it.
wanted.
Need it. Gotta have
Let's
it.
see. What was it?
I need it.
I've always wanted to paint the like the walls very dark colors, and then bring in hanging plants,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
have like really
Yes.
like hide some sort of what's the I guess it's like quote unquote sodium lamps color,
Oh, yeah.
where it's that very orange warm glow, and that way it just feels really earthy in the room.
That would be a great meditation room.
Yes.
That's a great room to live in. What do you want about?
Well, I mean, you can't live in that all the time, or else you get depressed. It's too dark in there.
I don't know.
Debatable.
There's plants in there.
Yeah.
I mean, just
Right,
because there's
Taylor?
plants
Yeah.
in there doesn't mean that the
I would live in
darkness of
there.
the room is gonna make you not depressed.
But there's a
But there's
warm
those
light
little warm
and the
lights.
green plants.
And the green plants.
Plus, there's different color plants. You could have like a peace lily. Now you
Yeah.
got white in there.
Boom.
I have so many plants.
You know what? I think Cole's onto something. I think we should go through some self-help advice and see if we're right or not.
Oh.
I found one earlier. This whole little thing. 6 morning routines that will make you happier, healthier, and more productive.
Oh dear.
Ooh.
Y'all ready? It has cute little stick figures. Check that out.
That's cute.
Let me see if I can
I feel
flip
called
this.
out right now.
Let me see if I can flip this over for the people on stream.
Do you
if
not
this works
have
properly.
happier, healthier?
Do I have
morning
happy,
routines.
healthy morning routines?
This is by getpocket.com.
I roll out of bed and come to work.
Nice.
Who doesn't? Well,
Then I make some tea here.
you're gonna love this. You're gonna love this.
I have a morning routine.
So, we've seen it on your YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I
you're
follow
right.
every once in a while
I
when you
should
make
watch that.
Instagram
Oh my
updates.
gosh. Oh my
So we can
goodness.
Is it like
judge
just
you.
Taylor Welsh.
Yeah, it's just my name. There's some musician
It's a
who
little
comes up
difficult
right
to
before
find.
me. It's a little easier now because I've got some more videos and there's some more
Alright.
views.
It's easiest to
but-
find going through Taylor's Instagram currently.
Yes. Oh, I have a public
follow you on
Instagram that has a link
Instagram.
to my latest video, and I keep those updated. So,
Okay.
shout out.
Well,
and
if you
Yeah.
get like
TikTok
a
has it too.
follow from a chocolate lab, that's me.
Aw, okay. I'm
Mhm.
about to put out another one. If I don't make it by Saturday, it should be there by like Wednesday next week.
Facts.
Okay.
You have your morning matcha.
I do
I've
have
seen
my
that
morning
episode.
matcha. I have it in my cup right there.
Oh.
And it's in the room.
Fun.
I don't see
It's
So-
locked up in my unspillable drink.
The first one that it tackles in this self-help article by getpocket.com/explore/items/the 6 morning routines that will yada yada yada
Nice.
When should you wake up? How much sleep should you get? When we talk about productivity, there seems to be two camps. Some argue in favor of waking up extra early to maximize these early morning hours. Others say getting enough sleep needs to be the priority. If you can't get to bed by 8 p.m., you should wake up only after you've gotten 7 to 8 hours of sleep.
Yeah.
I believe the scientific case is fairly clear when it comes to productivity, and getting enough sleep is essential. So this says sleep 7 to 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
We all kind of knew that though, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty normal.
Mm-hmm.
Key lesson. Your morning routine should allow you to get enough sleep. Pick a time that you will wake up consistently and also get 7 to 8 hours of sleep on a normal night.
Yep.
Next step, creating the perfect morning routine. Here's where it gets juicy.
Okay.
Number 1, exercise and energy.
You have to get up. You know, there's some. You walk. You
gotta
walk
stand.
to probably the bathroom.
You gotta stand.
You do some arm movements as you brush your teeth. You know, if you eat breakfast, you do that's some like pull-ups. You're pulling it up to your mouth.
No, dude, I got a step ladder up to my bed.
Oh, there
It's
you
that
go.
high.
Look at that.
So I gotta get
I do work out in the morning. I don't like it. I'm always sore.
So,
I do work out in the morning.
what this says is simple. Right when you wake up, go and do exercise before eating breakfast, checking your phone and emails, or watching some television. Go out and move.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call a little bit of BS. I got old man back. I sleep as if I was made to be this big,
You
but
ever
really I'm
stretch?
this big.
Do you ever do some stretches?
No, I'm not a bohemian.
Well, it's good. I mean, it's good for
I
you.
do.
When I
I
used to
do
stretch
need to
every day,
I do need to get into stretching. I do think that it would be genuinely beneficial. I also have a new workout routine that's coming
There you
into
go.
effect over the weekend.
Nice.
However, I just sort of find that it a little hilarious that the 6 key morning routines. First one, exercise in the morning, but after you've gotten enough sleep.
Yeah.
Then do some meditation as well. 30 minutes.
I think I would fall
You
asleep
of
that early in
meditation.
the morning.
I used to do that.
So you
Well,
ha-
after
you
you
have
work
to,
out, it's not so bad.
Oh,
'cause you're
yeah.
awake.
So you got to wake up after you've had 7 to 8 hours of rest, and then you need to do, how long would we say is a good workout?
An hour.
An hour. So we need an extra hour of workout, and then we need 30 minutes of meditation. And then it says get to work.
Some people like to
Just
journal
this says get to work.
when you meditate. Get to work.
I mean that's just part of the morning
Don't
routine.
you need
Go
to
to
like
work.
shower after your exercise?
Yes.
You've meditated. No.
So
You've meditated
You've
the sweat off.
meditated the sweat away. You're
So-
good.
I actually, for mostly during quarantine, but I added meditation into it. So I would go and I would work out,
Yeah.
and I'd come back and I would shower, and I'd be making my matcha. And then while I'm making my matcha, I'd sit down and I would meditate, and then I would journal. And then I'd get up and I'd eat breakfast. And then that's when I would look at my phone, check my emails, and then I'd start my day.
I see.
So there's a way to make it fit.
So you're a psychopath.
No, I'm healthy. I have that happy, healthy morning routine.
Why do you need to be healthy? For all the murders you do?
Insert cricket noise.
Plead the fifth, officer.
No.
This says that if
I've never
you
murdered anyone.
6:55 wake up, 7
Ooh.
o'clock start studying.
It's late. Wait, 6:55 wake up, and at 7 you start studying?
Yes.
That's
not enough time to
time.
exercise and meditate.
You're gonna wake
Exactly.
Eat breakfast.
See, that's what I'm getting at. It's a little bit strange.
You would have to wake up at like 5:30.
Doesn't
Work out
Lance,
from
Lance wakes
6.
up at like 5, right?
Yeah.
What's up?
The boss?
Lance? Oh, yeah, the station manager?
Yeah, he wakes
He
up
w-
at like
He told
5.
me a long time ago, and I just checked up on him a little while ago because I was asking like some workout advice for like staying consistent. He's worked out every single day for like the last couple of years.
Nice.
He's
Wow.
been killing it.
I take weekends off.
You'd say, child.
Yeah.
Wow,
But
you
you-
must not really be doing morning things.
Yeah, so you are human just like the rest of us.
I am human. I never said I liked it. I do.
I
do
actually-
kinda like it.
Human, or you
Do kinda
just
like
I actually genuinely
alien.
enjoy working out. It releases, like,
Yes.
there's a level of endorphins that you hit.
Yes.
And it just
Yeah.
starts releasing.
Yes.
And, like, your lungs will be on fire, but you just got to get past the
I
first
never
week.
want to go, but once I'm there,
Once
I'm
you're
fine.
done.
And then when I'm done, I feel
Yes.
better. It's weird. It's like you have more
The
energy
hardest-
afterwards.
Yeah, the hardest thing is to get there, though.
Yes.
I actually love being sore after workouts,
Me
too.
too.
It's
It
my
makes me feel
favorite
like
thing.
I've done something.
Yeah,
God, I
it's
need to
also
work out.
it's the same reason why every time I'll get injured or something, there's like a scar left over. This one might be a little bit too weird. But it's
you
like,
like to see scars?
heck
on it?
yeah.
That
Well,
might, that
I
might, you might need to see a
understand.
counselor about that.
I
Bud.
understand though. It's like a battle
You can't
scar.
be. Yeah, you can't get injured if you're not doing
Yeah,
nothing.
like I was like building a fence once, and I
Yeah.
got this like gnarly little scar. It's not
Right.
there anymore. It was a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, I'll put a fence together, and like I
Oh my
made that.
God.
I
Yeah.
made that fence, and I
Like
got
I
this
was,
scar.
yeah, I was riding my bike and I
Yeah.
took a corner way too hard and the whole bike slid out from underneath me
Yeah.
and I have a big cut on my arm from it.
Yeah.
And I was like, what were you doing? I was like, I was riding my bike and I wrecked terribly.
Yeah. Sometimes scars can look cool. You know, like even
yeah.
animated characters.
Yeah.
Characters, they'll draw.
What's the fastest way to get a cool looking anime or D&D character?
Add a
Scar over the
Yep.
eye.
Yeah.
Scar over
See?
the eye or on the face.
Yeah.
That's true.
Kakashi from Naruto, scar over the eye.
Yep.
Aruka Sensei from Naruto, scar over the nose.
Yep.
That one's more
Oh,
complicated.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
How do you
dude.
make an edgy character?
Yeah.
Scars. How do you make a character with like a backstory
Yeah.
who's like
Wow.
been
Even
through a
Nemo.
bunch? Scarred. Nemo. Scarred. Little Finn.
Uh-huh.
So folks who have
That was because his
surgery,
egg was
like,
injured when he was a
the
kid.
What's his name? What's his name? The guy in the tank that's teaching Nemo how to get out.
Oh,
What's his face?
yes.
Gil.
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 He had a
scar
scar
on the eye.
Because
Yeah.
he's been through so much. And he's
Yeah,
been
that's how
attempting,
you
and
know
He has this big backstory.
If you don't have any scars, no one knows you've been doing anything.
Yeah.
Now you have to
So
have like
you
a
care
cool
what other people think.
Now I have to have a cool personality to prove that I'm worth something.
lame.
What? Lame. Self-development? No.
No.
Never.
This lame.
Number 5, plan your day.
I do that. I have a planner.
I actually am in the market for a planner. I think last night
This is good.
I went
Dude.
for a little what?
Dude, I saw this TikTok and it's this person who's like, I think she's a counselor or something, made a planner specifically for people with ADHD.
I found another one that's like that. But tell me about this one because I have a brand
Well, I
to
didn't
show.
get to. The most of the TikTok was like, those planners aren't for you guys,
Yeah.
and this is the planner I've built, and I didn't look it up yet, but I thought it was
Nerd.
really cool. I know, I'm sorry.
Do you remember the name at least so we can pull it up?
No.
Okay. I found the
I bet you can look for
I
it.
found
No,
the
Lee found it for me. I'll have
I
to get Lee to
found-
send it to me.
Oh, yeah, get Lee to send it.
Yeah.
I found one brand that worked really well for me that might work really well for me because I like the way it's structured, which is called the Planner Pad brand planner.
The planner.
The Planner Pad brand planner.
A planner. Wow.
It's design. It has a very interesting funnel type design for your whole week. So your whole week is put out on 2 pages. You've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then
Yeah.
the weekend in there as well. And at the top, it's like 3 layers.
Okay.
The top layer, you put everything you want to and need to get done in the week. Standard planner stuff.
Okay.
Then, and you organize it by like category of however
Yeah.
you need to. It's just got sections for words. Then every day of the week is put in the second layer. So Monday all the way through Sunday.
Yeah.
You write down what needs to get done on which days.
Yeah.
Then on the bottom layer, it's what is it? I think it's like 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. to 6 a.m. hour by hour, and you put different things in what times they need to get done.
That's really cool.
I know that hourly approach works really well for me immediately because I need to know when things are so I can backwards plan.
Yeah.
It's like production schedule for your own day,
Yeah.
which I know that's a backwards thinking, but welcome to my brain.
I do it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like I have to get laundry done by then. It takes 3 hours to do because
Yeah.
I've been living in the same clothes for a little too long. And so I have to get it done by this time. I need to start at this time, which means I
Yeah.
need to have this thing done at this time.
Yes.
And you just like get it all
Yeah.
rerouted behind
Yeah.
or afterwards.
So on the left side, because I have like a, I don't know, it's about like this big. I
Yeah.
know you can't see that, but they can't see that, but it's like a pretty good chunk for each day. So on the left side, I write the hour by hour kind of thing. So I'll write like this class goes from this time to this time. I work from 1 to 3 or whatever, and I put work next to it. So although I don't have like every single hour mapped out, I have the hours that need to happen at those times.
Right.
And on the very right side, I draw a little checkbox, and those are the things I absolutely have to do that day. And then in the middle are things that I just like want to get done, but don't have to get done. And then if I color in the checkbox, I did it. If I circled the box, I have to do it tomorrow. And if I drew a line through it, I didn't have to do it.
Okay.
So.
Cool.
I don't know if you could use any of that.
Yeah, no, the notation
Yeah.
is probably one of the bigger parts of like advanced planning that I've been doing research into as well.
Yeah.
I also found a huge blog that was Moms with ADD because they're like, the nuclear family aside, how like detrimental could it be to one's self-worth if they're like a mother figure in their home trying to like keep the house organized, and then having a mental block that is you can't organize anything.
Yeah.
It's like your self-worth being just completely tanked. Could you imagine? We always think of ADHD.
I feel it.
I mean, there's a lot of ADHD that is like you can't do a job properly. But if your job is being the like stay-at-home mother, whoa, geez, that would be detrimental.
Yeah.
It's like you're amazing in like specific fields, and when you have a manic episode, you get everything done and you're a superhero. But it has to build up to that point, so
I completely understand that.
nine times out of 10, you feel like you live in a pigsty. That's how it feels for me. And so it was like this whole blog that was designed for that. And they were like, step 1, sleep is real, and you have to do it. You freaking idiot. Go to bed. You animal. And it was like, also these like things apply to everybody, but ADHD types, you can't break the rules on these, or we'll get you. And then it was high protein diets and minerals. Everything I told you I took before I came into work.
Yeah.
I was able to I feel amazing right now, by the way. I took those and I'm dying right here. It's great. It's so awesome. I'm like, yes.
I feel amazing. I'm dying.
Kind of redundant.
I know, right? But it's some sort of stimulant, so either like ADHD medication or some caffeine. You can take that in whatever form you like. Obviously, don't take way too much, but a little bit of caffeine is something that is able to help sort of level you a bit. Then, turns out that the ADD and ADHD brains are deficient in zinc, iron, B12, and magnesium. Because those are all the ones that coax neuroreceptors into giving your brain dopamine, which is something that ADHDs crave. They follow the dope. It's a common meme across it. Yeah, you follow the dopamine. There's a common like. It's almost like a universal thing of just like, hey, bud, you haven't done your homework in a while. This is like for students. It's like, you haven't done any of your homework. Like, our teacher emailed you. What are you doing? And he's like, oh, I painted this. And it's a beautiful painting on glass.
Yes. Yeah.
And he's like, what? When did you do that? After I finished customizing my shoes.
Yes.
And he's like, when did you have the time to do that? After I figured out how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen that TikTok.
And then,
that too.
yeah, exactly. Like, that one's blown up, but like, as my friend even sent it to me. He was like, hey, Ethan, is this? And I was like, I can solve a Rubik's Cube one-handed. I know how to play like any instrument within a week if I'm interested. I learned the jazz scale just because I kind of was in the feel of it. I was telling you about that a while ago. Very, very much like feeling called out on that one. It was, and it's like it's a universal thing of like, you can't pay attention to anything. You can't. Me too. Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
Did you know how much current can go up, like be produced from a vole brain? And they're like, no, tell me. Stuff that it's like not supposed to, like some cursed stuff. That video I showed y'all beforehand, I found that one at like 3 a.m. in a fugue state.
Why do I think your YouTube is just that?
It's got more than just that.
It's mostly that stuff though. How else do you find it?
I look for it.
Just random.
I have a
It
question.
comes to me.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So you're studying up on the different like vitamins and stuff that
Yes.
you lack and like you can take to feel better.
Yes.
So
Iron. That's the last.
do you take any kind of like prescribed medication,
Nope.
or would you?
That
Do you
takes
think
money
it
and
would-
health insurance.
Yes. No health insurance.
Do you think the answer might just be check with your doctor? But
What's
do you
up?
think you could take those vitamins and take the medication?
Yes, definitely.
Okay.
100% is something like all of this is something that I've been doing. How do I explain this?
Or like one day, say you forget your medication,
Right.
and you just forget to take it, and then but later on in the day, like you want to take your vitamins or whatever. Do you think that's like, I mean, it's not like a good substitute because you should be taking your medication, that's why you have it, but
Well,
do you think it could like help?
treatment for ADHD is something that is very heavily debated because everyone is at a different rank of hyperactivity,
Right.
attention deficit.
It's a spectrum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's another spectrum. It's another sliding scale or even a triangle to a certain degree of like you really struggle with this part. And so the biggest ones are like literally the weirdest part about it too. The biggest things that help ADHD are to be a normal functioning human.
Yeah.
Of exercise, a high protein diet. Those two alone fix half of my stuff. When I was in sports in high school and I ate a high protein diet because of the sports and was weightlifting while I was working the night shift job, very, very, very rarely. It was only on the weekends when I was doing nothing that I had like episodes, quote unquote,
Yeah.
of like insane thoughts at like lightning speed. In college, I could 100% see why all of these things start filling up and all of these people start realizing like, now that I have an orthodox schedule, I'm not being like tethered to a box system. Things start showing up that I wasn't prepared for. If you can get a diet down that is high enough protein, that gives enough of your brain something it feeds your brain what it's looking for. Those vitamins you are deficient in, obviously if you take a vitamin or mineral that you're deficient in, that's going to help you. That's just a fact. It's, my mother takes an iron supplement and a certain bone supplement and a joint supplement because that's what her body is deficient in. Your brain is a organ just like your heart or your lungs. And so if you take the things that they need, it's going to help them.
Yeah.
And then the last one being medication. That one is more of a lie. My buddy, Tim, he has a prescribed dosage. The biggest problem that is found with taking the pill for it is basically when you're on it, you are completely undetectable for a disorder. As soon as it wears off, you're dead.
Yeah.
Your brain is mush because it took that like crazy like sun basically of a brain and focused it all down into a laser. Super focused. You're killing it. But now you're putting all of your energy, like literally all of your energy into that. And if you don't learn self-regulation, you get worn out at the end of the day. So some doses last 4 hours, like mine. Some doses last 8 hours. As soon as that dose is out, you're done. And so there's a big like concern of I'm reserved to, if I want to fit in, I can only do stuff that fits in. I can only go to school. I can only go to work. Because when I get home, I'm just a couch potato. And then there's like a self-worth problem that's found there. It's really hard to find things to calm down to because a lot of us also have a lot of crazy creative tendencies. For instance, the distractibility being like, I want to like do art and this or this and this and that. And it's like you have creative urges.
Yeah.
That you want to spread out over things. And so I would say that take medication, don't go against a doctor.
Yeah.
That's not what I'm getting at. We're not anti-science and anti-doctor here.
But
That's
maybe
not
if you
the point.
can't get to a doctor, at least you know what
If
vitamins
you
and
can't, exactly. That's my thing is I can't get a prescription at my age and my current situation because a doctor could very easily look at me without any like previous record and just think that I'm medication seeking. There's very few doctors for ADHD because for older people. I think the same thing goes with autism as well. It's very difficult to get diagnosed
as
an adult.
Because people see it as a little kid thing, and you don't just grow out of ADHD or autism.
No.
It may change and form differently, but people still have autism and people still have ADHD when they're adults.
They still have doctors that will prescribe.
They have doctors that will.
They're just harder to find, and they tend to be expensive.
And they're like $10,000
a secondary problem with it is that medication for ADHD is amphetamine. It is meth at a specific dosage. And so it's a highly controlled substance as well. I had a friend who had the like legal max dose for his ADHD because it was really bad. I found him over the weekend once. Like, he just looks up at me. We were playing Magic the Gathering, and he's just like, Ethan. Just fell asleep straight in front. I was like, what's going on? And he was just like, it's fine. I just haven't slept all week.
Wow.
Because he'd been off his meds for the whole week because it was like spring break, and he, you can finally decompress and relax. But now time doesn't exist. We really do think we have 26 to 28 hours in a day. We really do. The fastest way to tell, and I'll finish this statement with the doctor's thing and then get into the fun test. We did a test, me and a couple of friends, and it proved it just in front of us. We did a test, but with the doctor's thing, it's really difficult to get prescription. Yeah. And it's not a I have an infection, I can solve it with antibiotics, or I have, it's a long term. Yeah. It's a mental, it's either a physical or a chemical imbalance that does not get fixed. That's why it's all called treatments. It's all ADHD treatments. It's as if I don't want to form any false equivalencies here, but it would be as if you had a missing leg or a missing arm. I have no idea how time works. Time is completely dilated for me, as well as things are like super heightened at various stages. Speaking of that, we did a test. We put a timer for 1 minute, and we turned the phone upside down and sat there to experience 1 minute without any connection, knowing that it will end. That was the test. I swear I was there for 4 minutes straight. Oh my gosh, dude. It was insane. Do you want to try it?
Okay.
It was super
Yeah, like
super
on
fun.
The stream?
Yeah, we can do it right now. It literally takes 1 minute.
People at home listening can try it.
People at home listening, you try it as well. Go onto your phone, set a timer for 1 minute.
Okay, so you're going to set your timer?
I'll set it because we'll all hear it here. And then we'll be able to hear it on the podcast as well.
So I'm not going to look at my phone or anything?
Yeah, you don't look at anything. We just sit here and just sit in silence. Okay. We can look at each other, we can emote, but just sort of keep it limited.
So how do we guess when the minute's up? Like
the alarm sign will go off.
Oh, we don't predict we just have to come back and say oh, that felt like a minute.
At any moment, if you're like, this is crazy, it should be over, then it should be over. But this is going to be 1 minute.
All right.
It'll literally take us 1 minute.
Okay. I feel like
everyone at home ready?
I feel like I have a good guess on a minute.
Alrighty. And start. And I recommend against counting out. I know some people. I wasn't gonna count. I know some people in the audience are gonna be like, count, like I'm gonna just count it and then break the system. But
I'm not counting. I'm just giggling at our silence, eyeballs looking at each other.
Yeah, we're just sitting here staring at each other.
I feel like maybe it's like halfway.
I think it should be done soon.
Oh really?
Like right now.
No. Not yet. I don't think so.
It's definitely been a minute.
No. Not yet. I don't think so.
And I can even cheat and check clocks over here, but that's bad form for this.
I feel like maybe we're 45 seconds.
You think so?
Maybe.
You can check if you want. The phone's right there.
I'm not gonna check. Maybe I'll listen to the podcast again. See if I was right. Yep. I was like, okay, I feel like it's now. Ooh. Okay.
Ooh, I restarted on accident.
Okay.
So that was 1 minute.
Yeah.
Right? Right?
Did it feel really long to you?
Everybody, yes.
God, it felt so long. It happens. So that happens to me in the morning too.
Yeah.
If I wake up before my alarm, I'll check my phone and it'll be 2 minutes till my alarm goes off and I'll put it away. And then what feels like 5-10 minutes later, I'll check it again. And it's only 1 minute.
Yeah. So cool thing. Time dilation is a real phenomenon that a lot of people experience. You ever have dreams that are happen all of a sudden, but you slept for 6 hours?
Yes, you can actually dream. It was one of my friends, her dad actually dedicated a lot of his life to studying dreams and just about what happens to you when you dream and different dreams and things.
The physiology of it.
And he actually found out that it's not common, but it is completely possible where you can dream. It's for an entire lifetime or something like that in one night.
So you could, if you...
To anyone who's seen the Rick and Morty episode where he, like, hops into another dude's life and lives his whole life up until he dies.
Yes.
That, like, simulation game. It's that.
That freaks me out.
Yeah.
It's totally possible. I, at one point, I think, had a dream that was, like, multiple stages. You can also wake up in a dream. Like, I have inceptioned myself, I think 5 times.
Yeah. So some people call it shifting. So it's kind of like lucid dreaming.
Yeah.
So I thought everyone was just like this, but one of my roommates, she's trying to learn how to shift, because you can go through all these things.
I didn't know there was a cool phrase for it, shift.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It's like where the concept of it is, so say, you know, like we're all here right now having this conversation.
Yeah.
And you asked me to be on this podcast.
Yeah.
In this reality, I said yes, and now I'm sitting here.
Yes.
But it's like the theory that if I had said, no, I have some other things to work on, and I stayed, and maybe you brought on Rissa. That's a different, very real, like, reality.
Yes.
So there's all these different realities.
So there's
when you
multiverse
shift,
theory.
Yeah. So when you shift,
based on choices,
you can shift into a different reality, but everything could change. Like, there could be a reality where maybe we're all animated, or maybe like her thing. We watch anime together, so we're watching Haikyuu, so the volleyball boys, and so she's trying to go and like watch a volleyball game and hang out and whatever, and so there could be a reality where in this theory, but so a lot of times the closest connection people have with that is dreams. Yeah. So if she were to have a dream about being in Haikyuu,
yeah,
but she's able to feel things and
be
just
lucid.
Be like, you're literally there.
Be lucid in that moment.
Yeah, so
it's
almost like it's just that reality, but it was a dream she's having here in this reality.
Yeah.
But she's now there. And
because she's conscious and experiencing it.
She's conscious, she can make decisions, and like the same dream thing, you can write out a lot of people's script to prepare themselves, so they can script like, I'm going to be there until, or like, I'm going to go and I'm going to watch one volleyball game, and then I'm going to wake up from my dream kind of thing. Yeah. So they write that all out. And so you like shift to that reality. I do that when I just dream. Yeah. And because I just thought everyone was able to feel, touch, make decisions. Like when I go to a dream, sometimes I'm just like, I know this is a dream, but I'm gonna go do this. Or if something, like if someone's coming at me, I'm like, nah, I'll like change it. Yeah. You know, but I just thought everyone did that, and I was talking to her about it. I don't know how we got at that. Oh, but like dreams, how you can, you can
experience
certain things like that. Yeah. Like, like one time I was in a dream, and my worlds are kind of like connected. So like one time I had like a train dream, and I was like on this train, and then one time the train went to like a theme park, and then I've kind of like built this world, like although I'll be up on a hill, I can still see the train, and I can see like it's kind of like one massive
that's
world.
The train.
Yeah. I don't know if that's for anybody else, but mine's like that.
That's
so every time I dream, it's still this world, which kind of made me a little suspicious about that. And I'm like, oh, that could be like a different reality that I keep popping into. Yeah. Not that I believe any of that. I don't know. But anyway, so, but I've had, like one time, I lived for like at least a couple months.
In a dream?
In a dream. Wow. And then I woke up and I was like, oh, wow, yeah, that was just a dream.
I was like, oh, crazy.
So.
That's wild. Every time I get like this close, like I'll recognize a thing. I was always told the technique to like activate lucid dreaming, to like take control of your dreams, was find something that you can identify in the real world. Yes. And once you see it in your dream, it'll sort of, if it appears, realize that it's there, and then that will like wake you up enough to be like, I'm in a dream, and now I can take control. Yeah. It's happened enough times where I'll see something, and I'll be like, this is from real life. Instantly wake up. Yeah. Instantaneously. I'm like, this is from real. Where am I? I'm tired and sleepy, and it's 6 a.m.
Oh. So you never do that, and then you're still in your dream?
It's never made it past that step.
Oh. Wild.
Fun thing I've found, it's a process that exists. It's been it's been rediscovered. Was called Project Gateway, or the Gateway Experience.
Yeah.
You might be familiar.
It sounds very familiar.
It was a 1983 process put together by the Monroe Institute and the CIA to experience out-of-body, to have an out-of-body experience or an astral projection or a soul leaving experience, but completely applied through a scientific level. So I think you would be super interested in that. It's called HemiSync if you want to look it up. So the tapes cost a lot of money. If you find a way to procure older versions of it, that's also something cool. I was able to find a copy. I could show it to you if you'd like after the show.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But dreams, people. Dreams.
Yeah. I used to, when I was, I don't know if this, okay, there's like 3 stories that ran through my head.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know, I'll just tell this one though. I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I wasn't always able to feel, touch, like be able to make my own decisions and know that I was in a dream and all that. It was when I was a kid. I wasn't able to. It was just whatever I got dreamed. It was kind of like watching a movie or whatever.
Right.
And then one time, I had this same dream over and over. And it wasn't anything wild. I mean, if you really want to know, I was like, we had like Polly Pockets or whatever. So I was on like this Polly Pocket version of a boat. And there was a mom, a dad, and a son. And they were, and I was just like sitting there, just like watching. Like, it was like a movie. And
you're just observing.
The mother comes out, and they're on the water, because it's a boat.
Are you in the boat as well?
Yeah, it's like a doll version of a boat. So there's like the flat platform, and then there's like the little rooms on top.
Yeah.
So I never was in a room. I was kind of like standing on the main platform.
I see.
So I see the mother, Polly Pocket, whatever, walk out, and she walks to the edge of the boat, and she's like looking off. It just dips off, and like you could jump off if you want, kind of like a, I don't know, like a normal boat,
right?
Kind of thing, and like you take to the lake, and then the dad comes out and the son comes out, and they look at the mom and they say, "No, don't do it," and she jumps off the boat into the water. And I was little, so I took baths, and I had a little cup that I would, like, my mother would rinse me off with. I was little, and it was a blue cup. The Polly Pocket fell into the water and sank down into the blue cup. I also had a toy alligator and a toy shark.
Oh no.
And the toy alligator swallowed the blue cup.
Yeah.
And then the shark swallowed the alligator.
Jeez.
And then you could just see her in the cup. And then the dream was over. And I had that dream over and over and over and over and over. And I knew every night she was going to jump and she was going to go in the cup. And I just was like frozen there because it was a movie kind of thing. Like, I couldn't tell her, no, don't do it.
Yeah. And you had like feelings about it though. Like, you were just like, Doug, cut this out. Yeah,
I'm like, maybe I can, like, if I could get there and tell her don't do it, or if I could stop her, or if I could jump in and get her out.
Yeah.
And like, just anything. I came up with all these solutions, but it was just watching a movie. Like, you can't enter the movie to tell them no, and I had the same dream for over a year. And then one day I was just so angry and I had so much emotion that I really wanted to stop her, although it was just a dream. But I was a kid, I was tired of having the same dream.
And you're getting a little tired of this one.
And I was just like, I can't watch her jump off and, like, have that happen to her again. And one day I was, all of a sudden I like looked down and I had legs.
Ooh.
And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, like, I'm looking around and it's like actually me sitting there.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna stop her. And all of a sudden I ran up to her and I told her, and I said, stop. And I told her what's gonna happen. And I said, I've seen it every night for a year. I'm like, you're gonna fall in, don't do it. I'm like, just go back inside. Your husband and your son want you to stay here.
Yeah.
Just go inside. Just keep driving or whatever. Go back home.
Yeah.
And she looks at me and she says, okay. And then they go back inside. I never had that dream again. And since then I could control my dreams.
That's crazy.
Yep. So I don't know if, like, I feel like that was the turning point.
Yeah.
But I have no idea what kind of psychological mess happened.
What sort of situation to put yourself into.
Yeah.
If any child psychologist is listening, let us know.
Tell me what I went through.
I got a buddy who interprets dreams if you want. If you want me to give him a ring.
I mean, it was pretty darn interesting.
We gotta go.
Oh, y'all have to leave? Alrighty.
Wow, that was the fastest episode.
Yeah.
Well, it was the fastest double episode. I got a bunch of editing I got to do now. We've got things to do.
That hour felt like 10 minutes.
See? Time dilation.
Honestly. Like, I felt like that minute was accurate, but I felt like that hour was not.
Interesting.
Just saying.
Fantastic. So yeah, if you ever need to
Oh
check
my
yourself to see if time is real, just turn an alarm on your phone for 1 minute and see where things are. Oh, do you need to tell your joke before you leave?
Oh yeah, tell your joke.
Okay, quickly.
Why did the cow go to outer space?
Why?
To visit the Milky Way.
All right, Taylor, you're free to go.
Okay, thank you.
Listeners, viewers, we
That's
come to a
helpful.
close here on this episode. If you showed up late or wish to revisit us, you can find this show on our YouTube channel, Tarleton Radio. Right now, it's going to be a little mixed up. I have to do some editing if you're listening immediately, but it should be fixed by this afternoon. Listen in on iTunes, Spotify, or anywhere you get podcasts, because the podcast is the most correct version, even though it had a restart halfway through. This whole episode was a little bit scuffed. For updates about the show and other interesting things we make here at the station, like the podcast competition, what events we're going to, if you just want general updates about things on Tarleton, follow us in the links in the description on our social media accounts. This has been... Blah.
Are you okay?
I swallowed my own spit buildup while I was talking too fast. This has been your episode of Cruisin the Planet, where you can find something to do in and around Stephenville every week. Like we said, come visit us over at the tent at this weekend's tailgate. Thank you.
Whoop.
Go Texans for hopefully the game goes well.
Yeah.
You can find something to do in Stephenville every week. If you enjoyed the show, don't forget to recommend us to your friends. And if you have any suggestions or questions for us, ask them in the comments down below of the video or as a review of this podcast if you are able to do that.
Yeah.
Y'all, thank you very much for sticking with me for the half hour beforehand of setting up, the halfway through pause.
Yes.
This was a very interesting one. We figured out there's a problem with a wire on one of the mics.
Yeah.
We've had a lot in the last 2 hours.
Oh, yeah.
2.5 hours.
But it was good.
But I think this was rather fun and productive.
Chaw, dude.
Chaw, dude, indeed. All right, y'all are free to go.
Bye, y'all.
You need to go and do your thing, and I will stick here for just a little bit
Okay.
as things end.
All right. Bye.
But goodbye, everybody.